Hello, just replacing the front motor mount on this Dyna Switchback. So I did the rear already, I'm just gonna do the front. The bike on a center jack, just on the rear, so behind the kickstand. And I have a second jack in here. That's just on the engine. Right there. Kind of hard to see, but it's just on the engine, with a piece of aluminum in there. Wood probably be better, but I had aluminum. Here's the front motor mount. I have some pressure on the jack, so in here is where the problem can start. So when this section of the engine, which is both of the engine front case, starts touching this top of the motor mount, they'll sandwich together and the engine won't be able to move. So when I had it running, I put my finger in here and there'd be no movement at all, just stuck there statically with it running. So I remember seeing Dynas new when they first came out, and there'd be a lot of movement. The engine would shake around quite a bit. So anyway, just have to get that out. It's two 3/8 bolts with 9/16 heads and two 5/16 Allen key heads on those two in the front. So when I started taking a look at this, I found these two bolts loose. I haven't loosened these at all. They're just sitting there spinning. You see the other side? And this one as well. This one's really loose. So definitely good to check these, even if you aren't going to replace it, and make sure they're tight. And if this section here is butting up against this, then it's all kind of compressed and sandwiched together, and it's going to shake the whole frame. Basically, you need the engine to shake around in the frame and not shake the frame. Okay, so let's change this out. It's just 4 bolts, so it's not much to change it. And just drops out the bottom. And put the new one in. I got the new one from JP Cycles. Or hang on, no, I got this one Fortnine. It's a Drag Specialties from, no, I got it from Revzilla. I've been trying everywhere. Fortnine had this part, this exact part. They didn't understand the part number and they got it wrong, so I tried to buy it from them. They wouldn't sell it to me here in Canada. So they do all the Fortnine videos and all that creative stuff, but they can't get the parts right. And this is the only part that Drag Specialty makes for the Dyna. You go on their site, you can see the part numbers. Front mount motor Dyna, and that's about it, and that's what it is. So I got that. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, made in Taiwan, same as the rear one. The rear one didn't say Drag Specialties, but this one does. Both made in Taiwan. But I couldn't find it direct from Taiwan, unfortunately, so I had to buy it. About $100, and then of course $20 to get it here. So whatever. I got a couple other items at the same time. Okay, so let's get that in and show with the engine running and how much the motor will move. So I got the mount out. That top bolt barely makes it out. That's this guy here. So coming out of, actually the further one in is okay. It hits the harness, the wiring. This one here came out, it has to pass straight through the frame here, and it hit my crash guard, so I had to loosen the U-bolts off and just pry this out just a few millimeters or 1/4 of an inch, and then sneak this bolt out. So it just barely gets out, and they're all filthy. So I have to clean those up and get at it. You can see on the motor mount though, let's see here. it's been rubbing quite a bit. So it definitely was rubbing on the top, on the actual engine itself, so that rubber hump was in contact. It's totally filthy, caked in oil, all bad for it. And I'll pry it around a bit. It looks like it's torn a bit, maybe not, but we'll see. So it's 60,000 kilometers and totally abused and not cleaned properly at all. So definitely need a new one. So it doesn't look that bad. I can't find any rips or tears in it. It's probably okay except for just that darn top section right here. Or sorry, up here, rubbing on that engine. So kind of just pulled the sides down and then the top rub. So you probably cut that, see there's a kind of a update, I guess you can call it that. Where you cut the top of that rubber off to give it more clearance in here. So there's always a gap there so the engine can move and absorb allow this to absorb the vibration instead of being solid to the frame. But I'm definitely not going to reuse this one. I'll definitely put the new one in. And now with the new mount installed, you see the big gap between the mount and the engine. So I'll start it up and it should get some movement here instead of before this piece was compressed right onto the rubber. So now there's a big gap there, about a quarter inch or so. It should get some movement. I was gonna shim the mount, but mine was tight. So there's no shims in it, but when I put it in, it was tight to the frame, so no real room for shims. So that's a lot better. Before it wouldn't move at all. It was just the whole frame and motor engine shook together, simultaneously. So now there's a lot more movement than it had before. So I'll have to try it out. Hopefully it'll be a lot smoother. I'm sure it will be because it was pretty much screwed before the old mount was done. So 60,000 kilometers, about 40,000 miles. Definitely time to put a new mount in, especially if it's been oil soaked like this one had been and it was still the stock mount. Have a great day. Goodbye.